But it will be slower.
Be slow, much slower.
Much slower than the water fast.
But the juice feast, the good thing about the juice feast is that you're getting more nutrition, more of the raw materials you need to build new cells in one jar than most people get in a year. And if you're drinking 2 or 3 of those a day, you're replenishing, and plus it's about 98% water.
Yeah.
So what you're doing is you're providing all the raw materials, and since the food is alive still, it hasn't been cooked or heated or anything, it's alive, it still has the energy, and that's the energy it needs to do the work. But the most important thing I think that happens in a fast is that 60 to 70% of the lymphoid tissue, which is the immune system, is located in the GI system. So every time you eat or do anything, you engage the immune system because it has to determine whether or not what you ate is going to be harmful or not.
Yeah.
So eating it's an adversarial act against the immune system. So when you fast completely on just water, then now the immune system is totally in your GI tract, is totally disengaged and can do other things. It can heal, it can do everything. When you do just juice, what happens is most of the juice is processed in the duodenum, which is the first part, and the jejunum. The rest is freed. So maybe instead of, I don't know exactly, I haven't looked at the anatomy that carefully, but probably you'll only be using about 1/3 of those immune cells. So you're still leaving 2/3 free to clean you up.
And you only put in stuff that the immune system is recognizing.
Right.
So it's not so big a load than if you eat burgers and.
Well, right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, and there's I'm sure you're familiar with in Switzerland, I forget his name, but in 1930 he did a test. He looked at the white blood cells on people who eat raw food and people who eat cooked food.
Oh yeah.
And they eat raw food, the white blood cells stay normal. Eat the cooked food and they go up, just like you had been poisoned.
Yeah, a Russian guy did it in the 20s also, and he got the same results.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So if you're drinking juices, you're getting a concentration of raw materials that are necessary to rebuild new cells. You're disengaging a good portion of your immune system so it can help you.
So just to get it straight, so in Western society we have the chronic diseases like rheumatoid arthritis and all these diseases that cannot be healed, that you have to live with. So basically some of that stuff, if you do a water fast, would that have any impact on that?
They all go away.
Yeah.
They all go away because they're not. When we use the word disease, we think that it is a thing.
Yeah.
But it's not a thing. It's a process that the body is going through to try and heal.
Yeah.
So if you remove the reason why the body is doing that, it goes away. So for example, I know for myself, if I eat cooked food in the morning, my fingers are stiff.
I know the feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I eat raw food, they're perfect.
Yeah.
So what's happening? There's an accumulation of fluids and other things like that because my body was dealing with materials that are not usable by the body.
Yeah.
And so that's it. So anyway, so we think that there's really something called diabetes. We think there's something called myocardial infarction, which is heart attack. We think there's hypertension, which is blood pressure. But think about it. What is a diagnosis? A diagnosis is only a description of something. So arthritis. Arthro means joint, itis means inflammation. All you're saying is you have inflammation of the joint.
Yeah.
It's not a thing, you have inflammation of the joint. So if you understand there really are no diseases, there are just body trying to heal, then it's clear if you remove the junk, give your body what it needs to replace healthy cells, all those processes are eliminated.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I've had people when they come to our center with cancer, they also have high blood pressure, they have diabetes. Whatever they have goes away.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So.
And basically what you're saying is that water fasting is the fastest way there.
Fastest way.
Yeah.
Fastest way.
Yeah.
I had just one example, a fellow with, he had ulcerative colitis, which is he had ulcers in his colon. And eventually turned into colon cancer and went all over his liver. And so of course his prognosis was less than 1%.
Yeah.
And so he did a water fast for 42 days, and that was 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's all he did.
I just cleared up. So, and that's exactly why you and Raw for DK, so an Oasis of Healing and Raw for DK is starting to collaborate, doing water fasts around the world.
Mm-hmm.
And we will do the first one in Denmark in Juelsminde in July, and we will do over here in the US in probably October, November, and again in January. So it's going to be really interesting for you guys out there to attend one of these, and you get the cutting edge knowledge in regard to water fasting on these courses. So yeah.
The thing that it'll give you is freedom from the medical profession. Once you have done this a few times with people and you become experienced at it, you now have the tool that will allow you to heal anything, which means you don't need doctors anymore, which means that you're free.
Yeah.
So to have this experience and to get good at this may be one of the most important things that you could ever do.
Yeah, it's an experience that make you be able to take care of yourself, whatever is happening in your life almost.
Right.
Yeah. So cool. Okay. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.